can see it on all three cameras.
I want you to close.
Right in your face.
Yeah. Is that good? Perfect. That'll help him. Yeah.
Yay!
Well, Annette, here we are. I have a whole intro and whatnot, so we're gonna get to that. Do you have any questions before we get started?
I mean, I tend to learn trial by fire, so here we go.
Never heard of that expression. Anyways, all right. What's going on, folks? Welcome to the Lemonade Podcast. I'm your host, Frank. Here at the Lemonade Podcast, we go by the saying, when life gives you lemons, we make lemonade and we pour it onto the world. And with that, we hope to encourage, inspire, and empower not only those of you tuning in, but our guests themselves. And today's guest is Annette. There she is.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay. So today, you actually on, let's say, vacation?
Sure.
Here?
It's a family trip.
Okay, family trip. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. From Florida.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so now, are you originally from Florida?
So yes, I was born in Miami.
Okay.
I lived there till I was 12, and then I moved to Costa Rica, and then came to California eventually after high school, and then just moved back to Florida.
All right. Well, damn. So
Yeah, it's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, it's a lot. All right, cool. So you got a lot of family here, though.
Yeah. Well, I have my sister. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes that's all the
fair.
family.
That's
that
all
you
I need. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's fine. How's it look? Do you know what? We did it.
We got there eventually.
No, that's fine. You know what? Let's set it off with a little bit of. It's fine. So this is a safe space. You can curse. You can say whatever you want.
Yay.
Please, no hate speech. That's about it. No.
Perfect.
Anyway, so
Unless you're racist.
Yeah, homophobe, transphobe, all that fun stuff.
any type of phobe.
Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could be a dick. We're not hating dicks. You're
No,
not.
I don't.
I am not for the dick, but I do not. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm saying.
All body parts are accepted here.
Yeah. No, just you know what? Just be a good person.
Yeah,
Just,
that
you
makes
know
sense.
what I'm
That's
saying?
fair.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm happy to have you. I know we go far back.
Yes.
As 2019.
Yes.
Right. I think right before it was 2019.
Yeah, right before the pandemic.
Right before the pandemic, it was November. I remember because I was that very day that we linked up to shoot. I was on my way to the airport, so
Yeah.
I think we shot for like 30 minutes, got all types of dope pictures, and then boom,
Out of there.
flew out.
Yes.
It was a quick session. It was great. It was I don't know, one of my favorites still to today. You know, I share it a lot, and I'm like, why don't I have more pictures? I don't. Regardless. But that's how I met you through Josie.
Yeah, it was through Josie. I had
Because-
just shot with her.
Yeah, so shout out to Josie. Say hi.
Hi,
The camera.
Josie.
Yeah. She'll. If we'll send her this episode if she hasn't seen or heard of it. Yeah.
Funny babe.
Yeah, exactly. She's super dope. She's always encouraged. You know, with photography, she's been very supportive, and she loves what I do. I love what she does. We've worked together.
Yeah.
You know, I'm bummed that she went to Arizona.
gone to Arizona, yeah.
But she's thriving up there.
She
And
is,
She
yeah.
looks like she loves it. You know,
She
her
loves it.
and Joe.
Yeah.
You know, they're super dope people. Super inviting. Very. I don't know, man. Heartwarming. I don't know what to call it. It was you step into that space and it's safe.
You feel the love.
You do.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah.
You know, Joe's as big and intimidating, muscular dude as he
He's
may
such a
seem.
sweet
Shout out to
teddy
Joe.
bear.
He's such a sweet dude, man. Like,
Yeah.
such an open heart. Both of them. You know, every time I went over, either to shoot or just to show up and whatever.
Yeah.
They were really inviting, opened up their home. You know,
They're
to me.
sweethearts.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So shout out to Josie and Joe. You know, this for y'all. And then from that, I met you. You know, we did our shoot. We stayed connected, you know, even through pandemic, you know, like we used to.
True friendship through the pandemic.
Right? There it is. I like to say that, 2020 was the year of the lemon. That's what we call it, because it was like the biggest lemon for the whole
For
world.
everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me, her, whatever.
Yeah.
So through that, we both, I feel like we both went through a lot, transitioning from one place to another.
Yeah.
Because you ended up moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
You went through some of the stuff, and if you want to get into that, like I said, it's a safe space, whatever you want to share. But the main reason why we're here today is because of what you are doing now, which is you are a sex educator.
I'm a sex educator and researcher.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sex educator and researcher. Ta-da.
Yay.
There it is. Awesome. So, how did you get into that? If you don't mind.
So this was actually, it was really random. So I originally went to school in LA for fashion design. I went to FITM.
Oh, dope.
I came back to San Diego for a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I was coming back for the boyfriend, and I couldn't find work as a fashion designer.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, I have to make rent, so what am I going to do?
Right.
I went to apply at a bar in PB, and the interviewer actually ended up not showing up.
Oh.
And my cousin had given me a ride. She was right around the corner at a sex shop, and she's like, hey, they're hiring for a sex shop employee.
Dope.
And so I went in and I'm like, okay, it would be really funny if I got hired. I got hired on the spot.
There you go. She started right then and there.
Yeah. And then I just fell absolutely in love with helping clients find, one, just coming to terms with their own sexuality.
Okay.
And then two, just discovering new things within their sexuality. And so I realized, well, why don't I just do this professionally full time?
Yeah.
And so I went back into school. I started in San Diego, ended up in San Francisco, and I studied psychology with an emphasis in human sexuality. Went into my master's program, same thing. I researched kink specifically. That's the area that I'm absolutely obsessed with. And then I started working as a sex educator in San Francisco. I gave workshops, and then with the pandemic, I moved to Florida, and now I've been teaching over there, and it's very needed.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, if you've seen, I think just as of yesterday, I think the medical board in Florida has now banned minors from getting any hormone blockers or anything for trans youth. So that's really frustrating.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm excited to go back to Florida and start fighting that.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, some places are just like, it seems like a whole different world at times. I don't know if we can hear the dog. Puppy. No, but that's super dope. I like the way it all turned out. You know, you went from, hey, I'm gonna go for this, and great, and I'm sure, I don't know if you still dabble in that. I mean,
I do sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but it's more like for me.
Yeah, right. You
Yeah.
know, it's you know, it's the personal thing, and I feel like it's much more fun that way instead of it being more like a work thing,
Like I
chore,
have to
which
do
would have
it.
been dope, right?
Yeah.
But I liked how it just switched around and just making the simple move of being able to just, hey, I'm gonna go to the sex shop and just for kicks, let's see what happens, and then boom, it just like sparked this other whole thing. Yeah, I love it.
It sucked because at the time it just reminds me of the lemons because I was devastated. Like I was like, this is the career that I've been working towards. I want to do fashion design. What am I going to do now? Like I can't find a job anywhere. And so being able to turn that into this entire new career that I have now has been awesome.
I'm saying that's dope because you took it upon yourself. I think you saw that opportunity, and when you were telling me the story, which is dope, I realized that some people, and maybe this is just me, and pardon me for this stigma, but at a sex shop, you don't think someone's there to do something like that, to provide that type of service. It's just like, yo, I'm here selling sex toys. And, oh, here you want this DVD and or whatever it is. I've been once or twice. I think you don't really need sex shops anymore.
I think I was definitely doing the most because typically it's like, okay, what do you want? Like here, I'll sell it to you. You want some poppers? You want
people,
whatever.
you're just there showing up. Here you go.
But
You're like, oh, this is. Oh, you should try this, that, and the other. Yeah, that's dope. I think when with that knowledge, and you said, hey, I want to help people, and you took it to, like you said, doing the most, but you took it to a new level with it.
I liked it.
Yeah, no, that's dope. I like that. Because I think also whenever we're doing something, we maybe not take it to that level at times. It's like, hey, I'm here, show up, whatever it is, what it is. Right. And that's understandable. It happens that there's some places that are like that. I've been there. Hey, I'm just here to get paid great. And I do the work that I do, and sometimes I feel like I care a little too much.
Yeah.
But I think that's just the drive within, that's just the work ethic. But and I try to take that everywhere I go, whether it's the 9-to-5 photography, the podcast, friendships with Matt. He's over there. We try to do the most sometimes. But I think it's important that personally in anything that you do to kind of have that mentality. Look, if I'm going to be here, I might as well do the best that I can and just go all out. You never know the opportunity that might come up. It may not happen all the time, but sometimes it will.
But sometimes it does. And then in my case, I absolutely fell in love with the job. It was more than just like selling dildos to people. It was really helping people with their relationships. I had people that were coming out of really traumatic experiences, and they were just sharing with me like, hey, I was raped at some point, and now I don't know if I can have penetrative sex anymore. And so I would take their stories and help them rediscover their pleasure.
Nice.
And I think that's what helped me fall in love really with the job and want to expand on it.
Dope, yeah. Was there, and then I hope you don't mind me asking, was there anything in on something personal that you were like, hey, this is what drives me, or not drives me, but that directs me towards that?
Yeah. So, like I said, I lived in Costa Rica when I was in my teen years, and it's a predominantly Catholic country.
Okay.
We don't talk about sex. Absolutely not. My sex ed actually was taught by my religion teacher. And so there was a lot of shame and stigma around everything from STIs to if you have sex, you're going to get pregnant and die, like very coach from Mean Girls. And then in my own life, I had gone through a lot of sexual trauma where I didn't feel like my body belonged to myself because there were so many men in my life that were kind of taking ownership of my body. Okay. So it was something that I had to reclaim. I had to reclaim my body, and I had to reclaim my sexuality. And so being able to do that in this context was really healing, and it continues to heal because of it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no, it's important. I think it's very important, you know, especially when you recognize those things like, hey, this is me. This is my body. You know, you take ownership. Right? Yeah. Instead of allowing others to do so. You know, you don't belong to someone. You belong to yourself in a sense, right? I think it's really empowering. You know, not a lot of people I feel like may get stuck in that as well, was like, hey, this is the culture. This is how I grew up. This is how it is.
You can't change it.
And of course. And look, not to downplay any of that, because there are some things in culture and any of it, you know, that are important, that some, for lack of a better term, rituals maybe, you know what I mean? Those things are what make us, you know, what made our history and whatnot. But there are some things that can be toxic, that can even get old. Like, you know, old fashioned and not even make sense anymore. There's some things like, hey, this is tradition. Why do we do this?
No one knows anymore.
We don't remember. And sometimes it can affect, you know, those around us, make us feel less than. You know, but when we are encouraged to, you know, like, you know, take ownership, not only of our minds and our bodies and whatnot, you know what I mean? That's very empowering. So that's great. That's great that you were able to find out. But I love this whole story, just from making the switch to like, hey, the lemon was, I can't find work, and something I went to school for. I was really excited. I went for it, which is everyone
wasn't
says.
Student debt forever for.
And you know, it's so relatable nowadays. You know, and then you say, hey, let me just go check this out, and then you found the passion. You found a purpose now. So, how do you feel like this whole journey itself has impacted you, and how does it impact others?
I mean, I can't speak to how it's impacted others. Okay. I hope it's impacted them well.
Yeah. Would you ever hear anybody from?
I mean, I do. So I do get feedback from people, and the thing that I hear the most is that they just appreciate how comfortable I am talking about sexuality, and it's not necessarily just that they're learning something new, but the fact that they have someone in their life that's giving them permission to just explore their own sexuality and learn what they want to learn without feeling shame or stigma or am I weird or unnatural because of this? I think that if I can at least allow people to feel comfortable within themselves to explore more, then I've done my job. Even if I haven't taught everyone every little thing there is to know about sex, I want them to be comfortable with that. And the way that it's affected me, I think what I was saying earlier with that, like, I think that just teaching about sexuality and learning about it, the more I learn about it, the more I learn about my own sexuality and myself. And it's really allowed me to heal a lot of trauma that I have, a lot of issues that have come up for me in the past. And it's allowed me to live a really authentic life, which I really love and I wish for everyone.
Right. No, definitely.
Like I'm polyamorous and I'm kinky and everyone knows that. Like my family knows that I've done sex work. And my family knows, my friends know. When I was during my master's program, my advisor knew
Yeah.
that I was doing sex work.
Yeah.
So I've never felt the need to hide who I am.
Right, yeah.
And so I that's for me the biggest perk of what I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's being your authentic self.
Yeah.
You walk into a room, and I've said this before, and I tell people now. Before maybe this year, I would thank people when I'm talking to them. Even Matt, I don't know if I'm thank Matt. If I haven't thanked you, I'll thank you, thank you for allowing me to be me. I would say, man, hey, thanks for allowing the space. Thanks for allowing me to be comfortable and stuff. But then I was like, the more I found out, the more I got confident and whatnot about it.
Yeah.
It was more about me allowing myself to be me.
Yeah.
So I walk into a room now and I can just be myself, your authentic self, without any shame, without any guilt, without anything really. You just walk in and a nice
Just
person.
be you,
Don't be a dick,
yeah.
right? But and you're authentic and you're nice to people.
Yeah.
No, but now you found your own superpower. And it's so funny because it's just being a human being,
Yeah.
just being you, whoever it is that you feel you're meant to be here.
Yeah.
And that in itself, I feel, has empowered those around as well, which is I feel like why we do what we do. At least for me, my idea of the whole movement, the whole Eliminate movement was to be able to encourage, inspire, and empower, through going after ours, to finding those limits, or having those limits handed us to us, making the lemonade, and continuing to do that. And little by little, I feel like a lot of people have been able to find themselves and be them genuine themselves, and also be them genuine themselves around those other people that also are encouraged by that. And I always say, just do that, be you, and you don't have to try and hide anything. And if you want to, share is great. You don't have to, but you're welcome to. That's why I always say this is a safe space.
I love that.
It's super dope, and which I love that we are able to have this platform, and we made it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we went and sought it out. We're like, we're just, hey Matt, we're gonna make a podcast. He was like, all right, cool. And we sat there one day, went on just online, and okay, we got everything. And he was like, all right, cool. And then we just went for ours. And I honestly never thought I would have maybe you on.
Yeah.
Maybe because you're so far away.
Yeah.
And I know
we can make it happen.
Right. No, of course. But we found a way. And honestly, I think I know we talked about like, hey, I'm gonna go to Florida.
Yeah.
To me, I was like, she would be dope to have on.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't know your journey, I didn't know this whole story, but just of what you do, it's for me, it's that, like I said, you're empowering yourself, but others as well.
I love that. Yeah. I think it's also really special too because, and I mean, it's the same thing with you. We are Latine. So there's a whole different perspective that we can add to it. When I first started getting into sex ed, I was like, oh, there are already a bunch of sex educators that are really well known. Like, what do I have to offer?
Yep.
And then I remember, like, I am Latina and I am queer. And like I said, like kinky and poly, and there's so many angles that you can go about it.
Yes.
And that's kind of what you're doing as well, is you're providing this platform for people that are not white and that have different identities that they can maybe relate to. And I see it with your guests too. It's just like, I like how different everyone is.
Yeah,
that you bring to the
definitely.
conversation.
It's a mixture of everything we are, especially in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, not only in this world, but just let alone this country. This. I think they always talk about the melting pot and whatnot, but it's like, we all bring something to this table, and it's great. And I like how we touched up on being Latino. We have that other side to it, Yes, there is this almost like the standard. Okay, this is what it's been, but look, we know, like you came from a
flavor.
right. You came, but you like you mentioned before, you came from a Catholic background, and there's things that you couldn't do within that, you know, and say, hey, my experience was this, but look, I'm gonna be me, my genuine self. And I'm going to kind of break that barrier down.
Yeah.
And maybe not, and I don't know, but maybe not even tearing down that whole Catholic side. You're not talking shit about it, but it's like, look, we are respectfully, we're being us.
Sometimes a little disrespectfully.
And right.
It, yeah.
No. And here's the thing. It's fine. Maybe disrespect is not the right word. But the thing is, being yourself.
Yeah.
being human, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is how I feel. You're queer.
Yeah.
I feel that. That's who I am. So just because the Catholic Church or whatever religion tells me, or whoever tells me I'm this, it's like, no,
I can break away from that mold.
Exactly. And it's like, it's not disrespect. It's just me being a human being, allowing myself to be whoever I want to be in any room that I step in. You know what I mean? And like I said, people are empowered by that. Not just because like, hey, I'm queer too. No, it's like, look, I'm going after mine. Yeah. And I don't give a fuck what or who says about it, you know? I don't try to be rude, disrespectful or anything, but I go after mine unapologetically.
Yeah. Good.
Motherfucker not.
Yeah.
Because those people are the ones who are like trying to look at me, point the finger, but it's like, what are you doing? Yeah. When you do what you do and go after yours, then you can come talk to me and we can have a conversation because then you understand where the fuck coming from. Yeah.
That just reminds me of a saying that my advisor used to have, which was just have the confidence of a mediocre white man and just get what you want. Sorry. No. My poor Caucasian man over there.
That's cool. Nah.
But yeah, just being able to know that you can unapologetically be yourself and that, like you said, like you can get yours and you don't have to, like, you're not hurting anyone. So
right. No, not at all.
Why should you stop yourself?
Because that's not your intent. Your intent is, once again, being you. Yeah. Like, for real. Stepping in your room. Yeah. Well, once again, I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your story. Yo, did we have a question today?
I have one.
You had or have?
Questions? Okay.
Yes.
One, yeah.
Okay, so.
One of your questions.
Yeah. No, you're good. No, do your thing. We're gonna a little bit.
Okay, what are these questions? Are they sex ed related questions or what are they?
I'm not. No, there's actually. Matt goes into his hat. I'll just call it that.
Okay.
Do you think you taste better with barbecue sauce or ranch?
Boom.
Oh shit.
Hold up. Before you answer that.
Okay.
Have you ever?
Have I ever
used barbecue sauce or ranch?
I mean, okay, listen, nothing with sugar in any sensitive areas because that can aggravate yeast infections. I just want to say that.
Oh, there you go. There's your sex ed for the day.
Yeah, that's your sex ed tip for the day. I would say barbecue sauce just because it has a little kick. A little spice.
Okay.
I need a little spice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Boom. Get your barbecue sauce ready.
Yeah.
No. Okay, well, there you go. I like that one. Matt, no, he'll throw you off. Man, it's definitely not sex ed related, but those are always fun to answer. Can I answer?
Yeah.
Because I would choose none of them.
None of them? Why?
I don't know. First off, I wouldn't go with ranch.
You're like, I taste good by myself. Yeah.
Probably, or just lemon pepper, bro. Just
keep it simple.
Dry rub.
It's so thin. It's so
I'm
dry.
not a fan of anything creamy.
What?
It's just like putting, ranch, like that consistency. It's a texture thing.
So
for
you're
me.
not bringing any chocolate to the bedroom.
Chocolate's a little
You're like,
maybe syrup.
That's even stickier. That's worse.
No, but I don't know, man. Something about the creamy part. What were you gonna say, Matt?
I had a second question.
Okay.
Boom.
If you wanna.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
This one's not as.
Okay.
If you could choose any decade
Okay.
to work in a sex shop,
Oh my God.
which
In
decade
Florida.
would you want to work in?
Boom.
Oh shit. That's a really good question. It has to be in Florida?
It can be anywhere.
Okay. Anywhere.
Iowa.
Yeah.
We're pressed there.
Yeah, oh my God. I think I would probably work in. So the store that I worked at was called Good Vibrations in San Francisco, and they opened in the 70s. And I think that would have been really interesting. Also because of the revolution with feminism, second wave feminism, and the civil rights movement just kind of capsizing, it would have been really interesting to see all the political change that was happening while working at a sex shop.
Oh, yeah.
So I would like that.
Yeah, it's
70s.
It's almost like how Florida.
Yeah, it's like Florida. So Florida now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So Florida.
So
right now.
you're there now.
Yeah.
Nice. Now we
Living
get
my
the
dream.
opportunity. Yeah. Well, hey. Once again, thank you again for your time, your energy, and your story. And with that, we'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Well,
Thanks for having me.
no, thanks for being on. That was fun. Yeah, it was a little. What do you call it? Just
Quick.
A little bit.
A little quickie.
A little quickie.
A little quickie.
Yeah, but it was just like all over the place. Just trying to get everything together. I was like, where am I? How do I do this? I forgot.
It's okay. Thanks for having me.
Jesus Christ.
We're not fixated on them today. We're fixated on this today.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, if it's cut your head off, I don't care.
It's so thin, it's so dry.